Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance.
So, good morning and welcome again to the My Tarot Morning Reflection. Good morning, Angelina. How are you? So, I hope everybody had that amazing weekend. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday, but I'm back. There was issues, but all is well. Boy, that reminds me, I didn't even take a chance to take a breath. Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, Jenny. No, did y'all see the message? I put a message up saying that I had Sunday night that I was not going to be able to do it in the morning. So I hope you all saw that. I apologize. But yeah, I was just saying, it's like, so without doing it, because of all the running and stuff like that was going on, I totally forgot to just do it for myself. I totally forgot that it's like, oh yeah, I'm not just doing this for the camera. Why have I not sat down, taken a few minutes to listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean, and just taking a breath? And it's because, it's hard to maintain a routine when you break your routine. So I think that's one of the things that I need to work on, is that, a break in the routine does not need to mean that it's going to totally break my routines. If something is healthy. So, but again, here we are listening to the cards, sound of the ocean. I had posted I'll check and see, because I had posted on Sunday an event, on YouTube that said that I wouldn't be here on, yesterday's video was event said I wouldn't be here, but I will check that out. But I apologize, because I missed you all, and again, I missed doing this. So, but taking that breath, getting that reminder that it's okay to continue good habits even if there is a break in the routine, which that's my lesson to take away for today. Listening to the cards, feet, checking in with where the feet are. Mine are flat on the floor, and I'm rolling the ankles because that feels darn good. And then my butt's doing the kitty dance, so getting that all nice and comfortable. Shoulders, making sure that the shoulder meter's got them down in a comfortable position to take a breath. And then the neck. Much, much, much better. So, but I do hope that everybody had a good weekend and had a good Monday. You were missed. Because you guys helped keep me at least somewhat mentally stable. Keep me on my routine. So, and here we are. So this is our morning reflection, our daily inventory, and our chance to check in with the universe. See if we have any angers or resentments. See if there's anything that might pop up later in the day, where if we actually reflect and look in our mirror, maybe if we take the breath now, if something pops up instead of our normal reactions as we think about it, maybe we will have a different reaction. So, it's interesting. So I'm always thinking about how to teach tarot and what the next thing is. I'll just throw this up here. And I want to say this out loud so that I don't forget. But with reading the tarot, we all universally have particular reactions. That's why I can do a daily meditation and we all can get something from it. But for my next class, there's this really cute sound It's what baby squirrels sound like in a nest. And I think that any culture or any place in the world, if you hear that, that sound will evoke a feeling, a nurturing feeling. We'll all think it's cute. And so I'm going to play that sound at my next class so that we can all understand that it's like when we read the tarot and when we do something as a group, it evokes something universally within us. So that's why I kind of do what I do in the morning. This is my baby squirrel sound. So, what am I going to do here? I'm going to make our, come on buddy, make our 3 stacks. Ooh, static electricity. Each one of these is a different thread going out to the universe. Each one a different thought or idea, and if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation is a totally different path from this one. And we just need to decide which string to pull. And for today, let's just go with the center stack, or what I like to think of as things that are right at the heart. It's what's right at the center. And I'm going to do our 3 in 1. And I'll flip each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And again, the exciting part. What's that first card going to be? It is the 5 of Cups. So cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. And in numerology, between 1 and 10, 5s are always a challenge. So I always talk about how 4s are about balance and stability. I mean, 4 legs on a table, 4 legs in a chair. And then in life, sometimes for all of us, something throws us off balance. And that's that 5th thing. This is considered, since it's cups and emotions and feelings, it's that sense of loss that we can have sometimes. And sometimes where we don't, I like the image that there is where somebody is staring at 3 cups that have been spilt. But behind them is 2 cups, but we're so busy staring at the 3 cups that we don't realize what we do have. So the next card is the Knight of Swords staring at it. So knights, element of fire. Knights are our action, our passion, our fire, our energy. In the Middle Ages, who did we send into battle first? It was going to be the knights. And swords are the element of air. Swords are our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. So you put those two together. Swords in the hands of a knight. Now sometimes with court cards can be us, can be somebody else, can just be part of the situation. Not male or female, it's masculine energy, feminine energy. But swords are like if we're a knight, they get thrown into battle because sometimes they just jump. Sometimes we just react. Sometimes we just, we get an idea and we run with it. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes, we deal with things, we get a new idea and we just kind of run with that. Other times it can be, we find out later that maybe that's not the best of ideas. But when we get ideas after the 5 of Cups, let's see what we might need to pay attention to next, which is the 7 of Swords. Again, swords being our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxieties. So, 7s are about potential, drive, ambition. We want to move forward. We want to get 10 in that numerology. 10 is when we're ready for a new cycle. But when we are looking around at the world, when we're reflecting, and sometimes we get into that mode where we're just seeing through the negative lens. Things are going around Things are going on, maybe just, oh great, here in the United States it's April 15th or 14th. Or just with what's going on in the world, or just maybe just in our lives in general. It doesn't need to be anything big, but when we're focusing on the fact that maybe we've lost 3 cups and we're not recognizing the positive, then it's going to skew our thinking, isn't it? And then if we have that thinking like that and we decide and we go off and that's going to be our focus for the day, because these are minors, these are just day-to-day cards, then it can lead to the 7 of Swords. And when I think of the 7 of Swords, those times where, and I always mention hungry, the word halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. When you just kind of like get yourself where you're not in a good space. Maybe we're not taking care of ourselves. Maybe we're not getting enough sleep. No. Or maybe we are, again, just feeling that 5 of Cups. Have you ever had that feeling, where it's like you do something and you're like, what was I thinking? Or why did I do that? Why did I take a shortcut if I'm at the office? Why, I know that there's ways I should be doing things. Or I shouldn't have said that. Well, when you add these two together, you add the 5 of Cups and then the Knight of Swords. Sometimes we might do things we normally don't. So that's what the point is here today, is that where are we today and how's that going to affect our thinking and what we do, especially if we reflect. Today's a good day to reflect on the positive of what we have. We can examine the negatives so that we understand what they are, because if we look at them and we see them for what they are, then we can acknowledge them and not let them trigger us. But to do that, we also need to look at the positives of what we still have, what we have around us, my family, my house. I still have a roof over my head. So that when I become the Knight of Swords today, I don't just run off half-cocked. I don't run off because I have negative thinking. This is a card of negative thinking and then making choices based on that. It is a card of negative thinking and making choices based on that. So let's see what the advice card is, which is the 7 of Cups. So again, this is a balance of heart and mind. This is our cups and our coins. Our cups and our swords. It is our water and our air. 7s, again, are about potential, drive, and ambition. And when we see the 7 of Cups, sometimes we are in the process in life of making decisions, going forward. Do I go back? Do I do this? But on this road that we have, that we're living, sometimes we get caught up in the shoulda, woulda, couldas. If only I had this. This is the least grounded card in the world. This is the one where, I wish I had a different house, or I wish I had more money, or I wish my this or that was more of what I wanted. And it's, instead of focusing on what we do have, like our 2 of Cups, we focus on the things we don't have, like the 3 of Cups that are spilt. So today, it's one of those things about making sure that we're grounded, that we are not moving through the day with the if onlys. If only I had this, things would be better. If only that car had not pulled out in front of me, my life would be a little bit better and I would have gotten to work on time. It's not the bears in the woods we worry about, it's the mosquitoes. So today, it's just a reflection on the 3 cups that might be spilled and remembering to look at the 2 cups that we still have, so that we don't start running off and making decisions based on what we don't have or that negative feeling because we wish things were different. Basically, it's about finding the positive today, looking at the loss and finding positive, and not what we wish we had. And so with that, once again, thank you all very much. Take care, and I will definitely be back here again tomorrow. So, thank you again, and I'll see you all later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the card.